talking about it over a year, and this whole idea of bringing Barclays Eagle Labs to Sheffield. And it was only in the last few weeks we said, right, it's then. So I was like, oh, okay, let's get everyone on board. Let's see what we can do here. So there's two things I'm going to just quickly run through. Barclays Eagle Lab, why we're here. I'm saying why we are here. I'm from ObjectForm, that's my business. I'm actually bringing this solution, sorry, yeah, video it. I'm bringing this solution on behalf of Barclays. ObjectForm is really a specialist in additive manufacturing. We come into businesses and consult for them and tell them where it belongs in their additive manufacturing product development life cycle, that sort of thing. That's where we specialise. We've got another brand called Filocycle, which is 100% recycled filament for 3D printers. Quite cleverly, we just utilised the existing recycle manufacturers out there and said, you know, what plastics have they got? Let's test them in this technology. So, for example, recycled refrigerators, kettles, recycled bumpers, yogurt pots even. And we produce various different items, architectural installations, and things like that. That's where my background is. Over the past, I'd say, year, we've pivoted slightly into the maker scene. So ObjectForm being really looking at trying to be an expert in the maker scene. So not intelligent in any one particular area, but saying, look guys, what we want to bring out to the businesses as a whole, to the community and education sector, is a space where you can come in and incubate your ideas. And here's the technology to do it. We're not saying we've got huge and massive equipment, things like that, but we want to break the barriers down. So you can say, well, you know, I could do with a 3D printed rapid prototype. I could do with you know, an IoT network so I can explore my software services. Or I can, I want to know how to code a little bit so I can produce various different things in business. So it is literally weeks away. We are still looking at the schedule, and this morning we had a concrete schedule in place. We think it's 27th of February to the 27th of March. So it's 1 month with various different events happening on various different days. We've joined up in conjunction with Sheffield Hallam University. So we're going to host this at the Sheffield Institute of Arts, which is not that far away, it's on the square. So they've very kindly said, come here, you know, present from here. What we've got are a number of events, so not just 3D printing, obviously that's my forte, so I can present that, but we've also got the Internet of Things. So I'm not going to go too much into that because he really explained what IoT is and what Sigfox and yes, Archiva, I pronounce it right. There you go. I'll present it. We want to present something. It's the same space, but slightly different technology, in the sense that it's low power, wide area networks, so LoRaWAN. For the Internet of Things. And this is, forgive me, this is why I've gone old school here and got my little few notes that I'll just go over. So what we're looking for, I guess, with the Pop-Up Eagle Lab is for businesses to come in and explore what they can do with technology that's available today. So you might not necessarily got access to a 3D printer or a LoRaWAN gateway to explore your business services. For example, someone talked to me about a parking hub this evening. That's a really good idea. So when you come into the space, we have got some gateways operational and up and running, and you can explore that service through that network. Although, as I'm keen to talk to you guys to perhaps do something else in that space as well. But also, if you've got a coding, requirement in your business as well, come down to the space, talk to us about it. We will have obviously the normal run-of-the-mill services requests there. For example, if you're a startup and you're looking for funding, or you're looking for cyber security and things like that. So it's a range of events. What I'll do, there's a lot of information I'm trying to get across to you in a very short space of time, is I'm going to ping it out on the network anyway, via Slack or perhaps a blog or two, via Sheffield Digital and SmartSheffield, so you can all get involved in that. And so forgive me that we're not concrete on the date yet. We did have the 20th of March, but it's just moved to the 27th to make sure we can get it full availability of space and technology to help community and businesses wide. So specifically, we're looking at the LoRaWAN, which again is an Internet of Things network, and I'm not going to go over it too much because I think you did a really good job of explaining what that is anyway. But yes, building penetration, for example, we've got ranges from 2 to 5 kilometres urban range or suburban 15 kilometres, that sort of yes, ratios. It's a low data rate, so in that sense, I've been quoted between, well, anyway, up to 50 kilobytes per second. So it's not Wi-Fi, it's not 3G, or anything like this, but it is for smart devices, sensors that can ping out and say, hey, something's happening here, and then you can trigger that. As I said, we're going to be putting that network in place in this pop-up space for you to actually have a play with. It's all free of charge. We're not going to charge. Same with the 3D printer access. It's all free of charge. Come down. There's materials for you to use. Various different activities there. Yes. So go to 3DP or IoT. We have got virtual reality down there. Quite interesting. What we are planning to do is run a competition called the Great British Make-Off. Play on some words slightly. So yeah, the Great British Make-Off. And what we're going to do is invite you down to this pop-up lab and get you to make something. Various different events, so you can make whatever you wish. But we're also looking for specific business user cases to come in and explore this technology with us, with a, I guess, aim for carrying on relationships after this monthly pop-up, possibly into a more permanent space. We have partners interested in that. But that's interesting because not trying to make it fun necessarily, but we find if we kind of get this kind of I guess challenge up and running, then that might help businesses say, oh, sure, I'll get involved in that. I'll come down and have a look. It's free. We've got some experts coming in. We can help you. And the competition winner gets to set, depending on what you make, obviously. We will be launching into space that object that you make as well, if it's launchable. That's quite interesting from a point of view of sentintospace.com. If you look at those guys, Sheffield-based business, and they use weather balloons to send things, I'd say, to the edge of space, but they're pretty darn close. So they said, yeah, we'll come in. Yeah, your competition winner, we'll send it up. Fantastic. We'll do some video recording of it. We do get the part back as well, which is interesting, so they can retrieve it. The next thing is, yes, there'll be a range of cybersecurity events on there as well to help out businesses in the new world, as it were. Any questions? I know I've rattled off a little bit quick. There wasn't necessarily structure. There was going to be some more structure sent via Chris's network in the next few days, so keep posted. It'd be really interesting to see, any business that's interested in that type of technology come down and try and utilise the space while we've got it free of charge. Moving forward, after this month, there are talks with Barclays Eagle Lab, Sheffield University, to continue this space actively for businesses, for the community and education. So it's not just here we're here and then we can't help you. We want to move forward with this, and that's where ObjectForm comes in a little bit more, because we can then hold your hand and carry you forward using all this technology. Any questions?
What kind of access are you offering to the 3D printing? Are you looking for kind of people to come along and say, I've got an idea for a product, let's make it together, or someone to come along with some 3D designs and you'll...
Bit of both, really. We're open for you to come down and we'll help you with it. We will have got a selection of 3D printers available to you. So we start off with the desktop 3D printers. I think we've got about 6 that we're going to be bringing along, so plenty of different materials. So we're experts in the area, so we can show you how to use this 3D printer. We can show you how to look at design, so CAD design, for example. It's not in itself CAD design, obviously, but when you're moving into 3D printing, there are some aspects that you've got to think about in your CAD design. This is right from art, installations, construction, through to product design or tooling, for example. So yeah, we'll be looking for you to come down and say, okay, I've got an idea. I want to quickly rapid prototype it. Can we use your machinery? Show me how to use it. The technology. Tell me about software. How can I get involved? We want to break that barrier down. Does that answer your question a little bit?
Yeah, we got some ideas for kind of products we might want to make, and 3D printing might be a good way forward. So
I think it's a good start. It's not the be all and end all. I always say that. It's a tool for you to use. It's a good start because when you've got when you're prototyping, not going into too much detail, but when you're prototyping, you've got small amounts of things that you need to produce. Going to a mass manufacturer, they're just going to turn you down, or just going to say, yeah, £10,000. You're going to like, what? You know, you've got to quickly iterate, and so it has its place. Some of the more frequently used 3D printers now are big industrial machines that are kicking out product development ready items. But over there, yeah, you know, I think we will be soon. Recent example, not necessarily product development, but we were commissioned by Timothy Hatton Architects down in London on behalf of Aquashard and Fauna and Flora, David Attenborough's charity. And they said, we want an installation, Christmas installation. We want to print out of recycled materials. We want the 3D printer involved, and we need 3,000 objects. And we're like, ooh, okay, how long have we got? 5 weeks. So you can imagine when I'm thinking, oh, 3D printing technology takes a long time. So we've got 5 weeks to come up with a solution for them, and that's where it kind of sings its own praises, because although you might think 3D printing is slow, we've got a manufacturing farm. So we've got 20 plus desktop 3D printers that all of a sudden, one item that might take 1 hour, you can get 20 items out, and it kicks on, and it kind of cascades like that. We did 3,000, well actually we did 4,500 objects within 3 weeks of printing. And these were 3D printed, very flat leaves representing an autumn leaf. 10 by 10 foot installation, and it looked fantastic. And it's that kind of thing. I mean, that's dumb objects, if you like. That's not Internet of Things objects, that's not product development necessarily, but it's where we like to explore as well. So get in contact. Any other questions? Nope. Very good. I will send information out very short. Yeah.
So you said that you were going to have a LoRaWAN gateway available.
That's right.
For the duration of the 27th.
That's right. Well, we want to move that forward a little bit more. That's where we're going to pick it up and say, that, okay, we're going to switch it on here. We want businesses to come in and try and use this technology, explore this technology really. And then afterwards, this is where we want to be looking at, perhaps, depending on how that kind of event goes, we've got opportunities to roll out and cover the entire Sheffield with a set amount of gateways. So for example, just quickly, the Things Network, it's a Netherlands-based company, and they rolled out 15 of these gateways in Amsterdam, and it covered the entire Amsterdam city, which is fantastic. So you think about Internet of Things and little sensors and that sort of thing, and this huge network, low-powered network, free of use, so you know you're not actually getting charged for this. I mean, there is opportunities to put charges in place, but this network was free of charge. The gateways and the technology itself, as Ian has already attained to, you've got battery life cycles of between 5 and 10 years. So you know you've got a real opportunity to actually build this network up and start pinging backwards and forwards without necessarily huge amounts of cost. So it's interesting moving forward after this, where ObjectForm is going to be pushing that as well. So it's not just for Christmas, as it were, not just for the month. We are moving forward with the idea.
It's like having a prototyping network.
Yeah, I'd like to see it as that. Yeah, as a prototyping network.
We can try things out within
yep.
kind of a 2 mile.
Yeah, that's it.
radius,
Within the city
the post
region.
office building
Yes.
or
Yeah,
something
that's
like
it.
that.
Yeah.
Is it going to be publicly available? Sorry.
Say again?
Publicly available?
It's going to be available for you if you come down and sit in the space. Get working with us, and yeah, it's free of charge and you can use it. But that's just to encourage this whole community aspect of it. You know, we'd like to eventually just open that up and say, yeah, this is a public available technology that you can use. But at first port of call, we need to know who might like to use it and whether it's going to be beneficial. So yeah, please get in touch and we'll give you access.